everybody. I'd like to welcome everybody back to another episode of the Neffit Podcast. Back again with Freddie. And today's guest, I actually got to meet because of Freddie and his association with the younger generation that he got to be with. And his name is Dago. So I got to meet Dago about, 5-6 years ago?
No, a little bit more than that.
A little bit more than that?
Yeah.
I've been out there 7, so about 8 years then, probably.
Probably when I was still in high school.
Gee, I started cutting you up at the
my
house.
Hair,
So we'd like to welcome Dago in for being with us today. Actually, us being with him today, we'd like to appreciate him for allowing us to invade his privacy and record this podcast with him. So thank you, Dago, and I'll let you introduce yourself and get on the way with it.
All right, so I'm Dago, Villarreal. People know me as Buck, DJ, Junior. If you work with me, if you go to my shop. I'm here from Edinburgh. Grew up, my majority of my life here in Edinburgh. I went to school in Far for a little bit, but yeah, for a little bit, man.
I know that, man.
Yeah, dude, it was probably like for about a year, maybe. Okay. I was probably like.
Why'd you go to Far? They kicked you out of Edinburgh?
No, well, I used to live in Far, bro. So yeah, I used to live in Far when probably like my first 3-4 years, of life, and then when I got older, you start going to kindergarten or pre-K, stuff like that. That's when I was going over there. But then, I was only really going there because my aunt was a teacher there. So, she was like, drop her, my cousins off there at the house. She'd pick me up and we'd go over there. And so from there, came back to Edinburgh and I went to like 3 different elementary schools. That's where I met Joe. Nice. I met him back in I think the 4th grade. Yeah, JFK. Yeah. There in San Carlos, actually. Yep. And that's where I met Joe, Darren. And then we've just been friends since then, man.
The guys that we moved in with.
Yeah, dude, I know them my whole life, man. It's crazy.
We're gonna get into that though.
Yeah, that's some great times, dude. It's a wild time, bro. Yeah, man, but that's pretty much what, happened during those times. And then from there, I went to middle school here in Edinburgh. I went to a Memorial, went to Harwell for a little bit, then came back. I just played sports, dude, to be honest with you. Didn't really do a whole lot great in the academic scene. But, sports kind of just kept me on track to, you got to pass your classes, pass your classes in order to play the sport. And if you can't pass, you can't play, So that's pretty much what drove me to keep my grades up, I wasn't the perfect student, right? I wasn't, average C kid,
But school came before being cool.
Oh, yeah. No doubt, man.
But what sports did you play, man? Like were you in Little League or anything? Or
I never played sports until I got into middle school.
Okay.
I didn't know what a football was, a baseball, my dad wasn't really big into sports, You
didn't play soccer?
No, none of that. No, fuck. I don't have.
It's different. People think just because you're from the valley, soccer. But
no, dude, I don't have the endurance like that. Soccer, I mean, look at me. I'm too big to freaking run around and keep that up.
The big ones over here.
For real.
Shit, I'm on my way there with y'all, man.
What you talking about, man?
Trying to lose some of it.
Nah, dude, but I didn't play anything growing up before that. It wasn't until I got into middle school. When you're younger, your parents are there helping you do homework and stuff, and they're the ones trying to get you to basically understand what you're doing. And, I remember sitting there at night with my mom and, she'd be like, do it like this. And, I wasn't the one that followed the steps kind of thing, when you do like math problems or whatever it is. I was more like, if I know the answer, I'm just going to put the answer.
Yeah.
Show your work. Exactly. Show your work, prove it that you know it. And it's like, well, if I'm putting the right answer, why do I got to show the work,
Sometimes you can do stuff in your head.
Yeah,
like 2 + 2 is.
Yeah. So 4. That was always a big issue, with my mom, and we were always butting heads that way. And I remember this specific time, dude, I gave my homework assignment in and there was no work. No work at all. No work at all, bro. So because of that, the teacher called my mom and was like, man, we need you to come in, all this stuff. And she was like, well, what's the big deal? If he's doing it right, why are we going to go the long way? And, he basically said, that's a process and stuff that you want to do. So, or that you have to do in order to, show that you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
So, that's basically how, when I got into middle school, I kind of was just like, man, I don't want to do the work, I'm just gonna do what I've always done, and it's been working, so why change it, you know? But then, you know, stuff got a little harder and all that, so I use sports to basically just say, you know, this is gonna be the way I stay on track.
What was your favorite sport that you like playing?
I played football, man. I'm not gonna lie. Wasn't the greatest. I wasn't the best. You know, I was just no, man. I was nothing like that, man. I'm too short, I guess. You know, but yeah, no. I just pretty much wanted to do football because all my cousins and everybody else played, you know, and you were kind of like told growing up.
Last name on the jersey.
Well, that's the thing, dude. We didn't have last name on our jerseys. It was just our number, you know, like it wasn't.
You wanted to be a future Dallas Cowboy.
Honestly, man, like that's what, you know, that's what you get told, you know, your family goes for the Cowboys. You're a Cowboys fan, you know, can't be anything else. But I mean, I love my team. Oh yeah, dude. I go every year, man. I go every year.
I was about to say, man, his Facebook always blows up at least once a year.
Once a year.
This little guy right here.
Oh,
Cowboys
Daisy.
right here.
Yeah, they got a little Cowboys name tag there, you know, on her collar.
I don't know where it went, but it's on there, guys.
It's somewhere there. But yeah, man, I'm at the Cowboys game every year. You know, usually try to go in the early season, you know, it's a little cheaper. But this past time we went to the Thanksgiving game where Dolly Parton performed.
Oh, you were there?
I was there, man.
How was that? It
was pretty cool, dude. I'm not gonna lie. We started tailgating at 9. And probably didn't go into the stadium because I think it was like a 3:00 game.
Okay.
So, you know, we're grilling, you know, playing cornhole. No, man, we played it smart. We had tents.
Oh, nice.
We had tents, and you know, there was trees on one side of the parking lot, so it was overcast. And you know, we just spent our whole Thanksgiving out there, dude. Good amount of my family went out there, and we had a great time, man. It was, I mean, I've never had a bad time at a Cowboys game. I always leave without my voice, you know.
And did you start that with your family, like as a tradition, like when you were small, or something recently you guys just started doing?
It actually started when I got back from College Station.
Nice.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
So now talking about College Station, how did you get up there?
Okay. Got it through high school. And everybody's like, you need to have a plan after you graduate and all this stuff. I'm not a planner. I don't plan 3 months, 6 months ahead. You know, I kind of just take it day by day.
Yeah. But if you want something, you just, then how?
Yeah. If it's something that I want, then all right, I'm going to put my mind to it and I'm going to do it, you know? But I mean, I got denied at every single college I applied for, every single one, you know, and I did the whole AVID thing. I did dual enrollment courses, AP tests, you know, all this stuff they tell you you're supposed to do. I applied for scholarships left and right. The biggest amount of scholarship I ever got was like a $500 scholarship, and I couldn't even remember where, man. It was so long ago.
Where did you want to go, though? Like, what was your, like, not dream school, but if you could go anywhere, where did you want to pick?
I didn't have one.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm telling you, man, I didn't even think about college. Like, I just wanted to play sports, pass my classes, and just take it day by day, you know? I never had a mindset of, I'm going to go and apply to this school, and if I don't get into this school, then I have a backup school, you know? Yeah. I never had any of that in mind. So everybody's applying, you know, around that time for their colleges and stuff, and I didn't apply for a single one. I waited. I procrastinated. And then
enrollments.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. So I got told by my mom and my dad, they were like, if you don't apply for a college, then you're going to have to figure out what you're going to do for money, gas, your insurance. Yeah. They're like, we're even going to start charging you rent. Oh. So that kind of,
you gotta grow up.
Basically, you know, snap out of it. Like, you don't have that much time. Like, you need to go. So I overheard Joe and Darren. They were like, "Oh, we got into Blinn, and all this stuff." And I was like,
"But real quick, so Blinn is like, what's it called?
The STC of A&M."
Yeah, so Blinn is a junior college, and Blinn has something called the Blinn team, where if you go to Blinn for 2 years, try to get your associates, then you have the opportunity of now enrolling into Texas A&M. So I believe that all you three guys were trying to do that.
Yeah. At the time.
At the time.
So I at the time I was working at Texas Roadhouse, right? And
here in the valley.
Like, I was about to say,
yeah, no, here in the valley. I was working there not too long. I probably wouldn't even say a year. And then that's when all the, you know, talk of college, you know, came about. I didn't have a plan, man. I really didn't. So I applied to Blinn. I was like, if they take me, they take me. If not, I'll go here to SEC and I'll just, you know, stick it out here, you know? But you're growing up and you're just drill, college, and there's nothing wrong with it, like they're just doing their job, but it just wasn't for me.
Yeah.
I just could not sit there at night, read a book, memorize it, or learn it for that matter.
You wanted to get to work.
I just wanted to, I guess, basically get ahead already, like I felt like I was just digging a deeper and deeper hole with debt, rent, like when I was in College Station, I mean, you guys remember, I had a pizza box. You remember that? And I would bag them like 2 slices a day.
Well, you and Danny would always go to Little Caesars.
Yeah, we would always get Little Caesars, and I would pack the leftover pizza, bro, and I would have 2 slices of pizza a day for lunch for work.
Yeah.
It was school and then work, school and then work. I would hear these guys doing stuff, man, and I'm there at work, and I'm just like, man, I wish I was there, But things happen for a reason.
Don't know.
Oh, what's that?
Dago was the one that left.
Oh, yeah, I'm the one that left. Yeah, I'm the one that left and gave them the spot. Looking back at it now, I mean, I don't think we'd be sitting here in my backyard.
There you go.
I think we'd be sitting in an apartment in a tiny little backyard. And I'm pretty sure, like, if I would have stayed over there, I probably would have been miserable, man.
Yeah,
I would have been very miserable.
A lot of people kind of go through that. Like, it's not talking bad about parents, guys, or people that are in your lives, because they want you to be better. They want you to kind of succeed and, kind of keep going for it. And with Dago, it was just like everybody told him that was the next step.
Yeah.
Like, you have to go to college.
Mm-hmm. But
a part of you were like, you know what? I guess I'll do it, right?
Yeah.
But now looking back, if you can share with people, this is your house. You're not renting. This is his house. 2-story house, really here in Edinburgh, Texas, really nice place. And, kind of sharing with everybody, how did leaving College Station get you here, man? Like, what were you going through at that time? Just anything like that.
So when I was in College Station and I was working for the company I'm with today, Ewing Outdoor Supply. You guys want to check us out? Sprinkler parts, outdoor kitchens, everything.
Oh,
yes,
get
sir.
the plug in there, man.
Yes, sir. I had to, free advertisement. Hit me up, man, if you're in the valley.
We'll put it right here at the bottom.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
Right here. No, but so I was working over there part-time. I was only allowed 30 hours a week. At the time, I was living with Freddie, Joe, Darren, and Neff wasn't there yet. But we were renting a house, and the majority of my paycheck would go to the house, utilities. I couldn't afford a parking permit at the campus at Berlin. Those things are expensive. If you guys don't know, like, they're very, very expensive.
And that's kind of like everywhere.
Yeah.
Just throughout the whole semester.
Mm-hmm.
And people don't realize, like, if you're going to bring a car, if you don't live close, it's kind of like, oh, what do you do? Yeah.
And luckily, we weren't too far from campus, So I borrowed Darren's bike. Every morning, bike to school. I couldn't afford a parking pass. I'd take a shower in the mornings, get ready, throw my backpack on, put in my earphones, and bike all the way up there. And get to class real sweaty, man. A lot of people didn't sit next to me,
That's why.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what possessed me to go biking in jeans, right? But that's what I would do.
Wanted to fit in with the crowd.
I wanted to wear jeans, man. I wear shorts for work, so jeans was a little bit more, nicer. But going back to that, it's just I biked to school. A lot of my money went to the bills. By the time I knew it, I needed to put gas in my truck. I didn't drive a little small truck or a little car. I drove a GMC 2500. Like, I had no choice but that truck. So that truck, man.
That truck.
Yeah. That truck went everywhere, man.
Didn't you and Danny get stuck one time?
Yeah,
in a small town?
Let's just say I love that truck too, because when I first moved up there, Dago, every time he would move stuff down, he'd help me take stuff up.
Yeah,
so,
it was like a cycle, dog.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, it was
honestly,
a cycle.
I believe everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you leaving wouldn't have gave me the opportunity for going up there. So honestly, thank you, bro, for actually taking a step back and reevaluating not just your life but your future, because I feel like a lot of the times people don't think about the future. They just do what's now, and they don't see that they're digging themselves in a bigger hole. When sometimes just taking a step back, reevaluating where you're at right now, and then taking the reins on and attacking it, maybe that would help out a lot better. You get me?
Yeah. That No
But
doubt.
what were you going through, Dago? Because you said like if you were there, you would have been miserable. Like it's not because of like the people, because you're basically saying, hey, you're working for this hard-earned money, and
Yeah.
it's going to
Goes
waste.
like that. I mean,
Yeah.
just as soon as it would land, I mean, it's gone, you know, like basically what I meant by that is I felt a little alone. I'm not gonna lie, man. You know, it's new. You're 18 years old. Let's back up a little bit, going back to when I took off over there. Within that week that I applied to Blinn and got accepted, I had already put in my 2 weeks over here.
Oh, okay.
I had already put in my 2 weeks at Roadhouse, and I packed up my stuff. I had 4 boxes. I mean, you saw the little shit that I had, or I'm sorry, the little bit of stuff that I had. It was nothing, and you know, I just took off with like, I think at most like $700 in my bank account, and I said, let's go.
But it's also, we're 6.5 hours away.
Yeah.
Very different from the valley. So was it a big adjustment for you, or?
In the beginning, you know, you're 18 years old, man. You haven't been out of the house. You're away from your family, and especially that far away.
Yes.
You know, you feel that sense of freedom, like, you know, like I can do whatever I want. You know what? I don't want to go to bed right now. I'm just gonna get a, you know, Whataburger or something, you know, or I'm gonna go get something or do something just to get out of the house. I don't have to check in, check out. Like that was freedom, you know, and it felt good. And I mean, it was the first time that I felt like, you know, I'm kind of becoming an adult, you know, like I got to start thinking about stuff. Yeah. I thought, man, I just put it on a credit card or something, you know, pay it back later, whatever. I mean, when I went out there, like I said, I had $700, man, and it was just, and it was hell, dude. The first month, because at that time, the way we were getting paid through work, my paperwork was still being processed to be an employee. So I didn't get paid till the following month, bro. The following month.
It's called like arrears.
Yeah.
Like they're paying you for what you worked, but later on.
And then now we're getting paid every 2 weeks, which is fine, right? But over there, it was only like twice a month, like, you know, I mean, which is every 2 weeks, right? But I'm saying like, it was on a specific day, you know? So when bills came around, I would have to tell Fred sometimes like, hey dude, like I'm not getting paid till tomorrow. You know, I need a little bit more time, and, you know, we'd work it out. But I mean, I think I was making.
Hold up, I heard the camera.
So when I would get paid, you know, everything went to the bills, and, you know, I got to put gas in a 25-gallon tank.
On yours?
On mine?
Oh,
yeah, it was like a 25-gallon tank, and gas wasn't cheap, you know, and so you try to find ways to make money, right? So Freddie actually told me, like, why don't you get on the RGV Aggies page?
Oh yeah,
for the rides. Yeah. So
the A&M one.
Yeah. So I was like, that's not a bad idea, you know, like let me get on it. So I got an invite on it, accepted it, got on there, and every weekend I would just come down. No reason, like for whatsoever. I would just come down, put a post, hey, I got room for 4. You know, it's $40 down, or going down, and $40 coming back up, you know. And that's where I was keeping, you know, a little bit of cash on the side, and, you know, I was able to afford a little bit more things. But man, dude, if I would have stayed there, they probably wouldn't have offered me a full-time position till like another year.
Where you're at now?
Where I'm at now.
Yeah.
So that's why it's funny, because my dad's my manager.
Before you get there, like, so basically saying like, okay, you left, right?
Yeah.
Once you left, you know, you're already a whole year ahead because you're working.
Yeah.
But you also, did you continue school? You know what I mean? Like kind of mention that, because I feel like a lot of people go through that because they're stuck and don't know what to do. So what's one way that you think that people are hearing this right now, how you could help them out, you know, kind of share your story about that?
If you're in school and you feel like you're struggling and you're trying to figure out what it is you want to do or what your passion is, and you haven't figured that out within the first semester or second, I mean, don't.
Semester?
Yeah, I figured it out the first semester, but, you know, I just felt like I kept digging myself deeper and deeper in debt. I mean, I came back with debt. You know, it took me a year and a half to pay that off for a semester, bro.
Yeah.
You know, that's why it's like, it was expensive. And so when I finally got all that out the way, you know, I could breathe a little bit better, you know? So
You think better.
yeah, I could think better, you know, do better things with my money. Like, for instance, like I got an apartment when I got back, you know, lived in an apartment, probably like 3 or 4 apartments before I got into this house.
Do you think moving into an apartment instead of moving home helped you save up for a house? Like helped you like set up for a house payment? And, and all that?
Yeah, because you know you get into a rhythm. You know, you get into a rhythm. Okay, this is due by this day. All right, I'm gonna pay this much with this much of my check. When I get paid again, I'll pay the other, you know, X amount. But yeah, that it really does. The reason why I didn't want to go, and I stayed at home for, I don't know, 6 months, maybe when I got back. But before I even said I was coming back, I called up my parents and I told them, look, I'm already used to my freedom. Like, I don't want that to change. I like, if I want to go somewhere, I don't want to be told you have to do this before going. And it sounds kind of bad, right? Because they're letting you stay there, right? Yeah. But I told them, that's
it's like you're growing, you're an adult.
Yeah. I told them, I was like, if I was fine over there doing that, why can't I be fine doing that here? You know, like, why are you guys worried? You know, I was already over there for a while, you know, but that's I had that conversation with my parents and they understood and they said, okay. And then I got an apartment after that. It just felt like the right thing to do. And, you know, I haven't been back home since.
That's awesome. Man.
Yeah.
Do you think having the conversation with your parents, because I know for a lot of people, it's hard for us to have that one-on-one with our parents. You know what I mean? Like sit down and talk to them and be like, look, I know I'm getting older. I know this is still your house. This is your rules and stuff. But do you feel like having that one-on-one talk to them, sitting down and having the man-to-man talk, or just with your parents, mom and dad, like, do you feel like that kind of helped you out or help them understand like where you're coming from as well?
Yeah. You know, the thing with me is I'd rather be upfront with them. You know, I don't like to beat around the bush, you know, because they pick up on that thing quick. You know, they'll be like, you know what, that seems a little sketchy. He stuttered in his words, or, you know, he's pausing too long. You know, they pick up on that. So they're your parents. They've known you your whole life, you know. So when I told them that, I just told them, look, I just want to be upfront with you because I like it over here and I'll stay over here. But, you know, I just need to, like, if I'm coming back to help them out because, you know, they were also helping me pay for stuff over there. I wanted basically for them to use the money that they were using on me for my brother when he wanted to school. You know, I always said this, my brother's got brains. He's got more brains than I do, you know, and I feel like I'm the worker of the family, if that makes sense.
Hands-on.
Yeah, like I'm not a guy that'll read a book or sit through a course or whatever. And I mean, I do that.
The guy that's out in the field, or hey, you're the one busting your butt. And you're barbecuing at all the events.
Yeah, I'm barbecuing at all the events, man. I've been barbecuing since Thursday, man.
But it's because like, well, you guys don't realize you guys have some similarities, man. Like because like Neff didn't go to school. But he wanted to get to work, or he wanted to start doing something more hands-on. And I feel like, you know, kind of saying that to everybody, I feel like you wanted that too. You just didn't know, like.
I didn't know exactly,
do I have to go to school, or like, or can I just go to work and go make bank?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing, bro, is the company I work for, they're so family-oriented, like, the owners are all brothers and sisters, you know, it's a really good organization, man. I mean, they've been taking care of my dad for almost 24 years.
Wow.
24 years in the industry.
It's a lot about a company.
Yeah. I mean, when he had his heart attack, they gave him the time off to recuperate and everything, just to make sure he was all right, you know, and it's just crazy, man, how I used to be the kid at those events with them and stuff for the company, running around and stuff. And now I work there. And it's like, dang, you know, this August will be 8 years that I've been working there. So it's almost 10, dude. It flew by quick, man. I started when I was 18 years old. I didn't know anything about that industry. I mean, delivering parts everywhere, especially in College Station, dude. The deliveries were in Branham, Franklin, Huntsville.
What were those places?
I would be on the road for like to and from probably about 2 hours,
So it wasn't a 15-minute delivery. 15
No, man.
Yeah.
It was like drives,
Hey, but
man.
I'm sure it's getting pretty bad out here with all the traffic as well, ain't it?
Yeah, it is, man. But you know,
not that far.
not that far. You know, like the
Because over there you're not
furthest.
stopping. It's just
Yeah.
constant, right?
Because when you get there, it's not just, okay, I'm here. It's
Yeah. Unload, check everything in, and get a signature.
You
You
have to
know.
put in a big 18-wheeler in a small little driveway.
Well, I mean, we don't have 18 wheelers, but we got like 650 flatbeds. You know, so I mean, yeah, it's a little harder, but. I don't really do deliveries anymore, man. I'm actually an assistant manager now, so I do more of the behind the scenes stuff.
Dude,
you know,
awesome.
I do more customer one-on-ones. You know, troubleshoots, stuff like that. You know, for sprinklers. It's a lot trickier than you guys think. There's a lot that goes into it.
Gotta think ahead or be an expert. Because like you have to figure out, okay, what is it that people need? And
Exactly.
That guy that, you know what? Maybe you could do this or you can do this.
Yeah, and you know, I've been fortunate that my dad's been there for so long that, you know, he's basically giving me his knowledge little by little.
Nice.
He's not giving me it all at once, but I'm learning things
And
here
honestly,
and
I
there.
feel like that's the fastest way to learn. Just
Yeah.
accepting the knowledge that people are willing to give you.
Dude, my first or second week of working for this company, I remember them saying, "Hey, we got deliveries in Brenham and we're gonna go over there, and then we gotta go to Bryan." And I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. Let me load up." They go, "No, you're not loading up." And I was like, "Well, what do you mean? Like, who's gonna take the stuff?" They're like, "Nah, you're gonna stay here at the store." Bro, my second week, I didn't know part numbers. There was no pictures on the thing, man. Like, it was literally all keys, dude. All keys and part numbers, 8-digit codes, right?
Oh.
So I'm there and I'm just like, man, what am I gonna do, right? So I was freaking out. I stayed there all day, bro. All day long by myself. And I had a lot of angry customers. They did not like me there. They did not like me at all. Like, they were just, they knew I was new. They didn't want to deal with me, and they just wanted to deal with somebody that was gonna, you know, basically give them what they want without them even saying what they want. You know what I mean? Like,
Read your mind.
Yeah, like if they're gonna buy a sprinkler head, okay, well, do you need the connector for the bottom, which is called a riser? You know, like they expect that. Now I can say that, you know, but at the time on my second week, bro, like all day by myself, I'm not gonna lie to you, dude. I had a line.
Keys, these are the codes.
Well, no, not like that, but you know, I had a line like if it was a Starbucks, bro, like just straight all the way back, and people were just like this with their arms crossed, like they were just looking at their watches, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I panicked a little. So here I am, dude, calling McAllen, like, hey guys, like I need y'all to help me out with this. I don't know the part number, like help.
But you're calling
You know,
from College Station.
I'm calling from College Station, man, and I'm calling my dad, and I'm like, hey dude, I know I keep calling you. Like I kept calling him every 10 minutes, bro. It was to the point where he just like stopped answering.
No.
Yeah, he stopped answering, and he goes, like, he sends me a text, you have to learn. I was just like, all right, fine. So
Hey, that's good though.
Yeah.
well, like because of that, I made a cheat sheet, bro, of the common stuff that we sold daily.
Nice.
And I stuck it there on a pillar that was on the side of the counter. And I
But
taped
still
it.
be there to this day.
I think so.
I mean, I haven't been there in a long
I'm
time.
gonna be like, hey, can I take a picture of it?
Yeah, check it out. I mean, I left it there hung after I left, you know, but that was what, 2017 or so? So I don't know. They did a remodel, so I
That's how
don't
I'm
know.
about to say
7
though.
years.
That's
Yeah.
7 years.
Like, or going on 7 years.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
It's crazy, man. Like, you know, and it's funny because everybody will ask me, like, you know, what did you do when you were in college, and what were your experiences like? You know, like my younger cousins and stuff that are barely going into school, you know. And I tell them, like, college was the best time of my life. That's where I finally understood, like, the value of a dollar.
Nice.
You know, like growing up, I mean, I didn't have a job, you know, but because I was doing sports all the time. But when I got into like my senior years, when I started working, and you know, at the time I was just working just to work, you know, have money to do things, go here, go there, you know. And it really didn't bother me at the time because my parents were kind of helping me out with the gas. But now it's like, dude, if I got spare change in my pocket, I'm gonna put it in a jar, and just let it build up, you know, or I put it in my cup holder in my car and let that thing build up too. And you know, I'm not a cup holder, but I have money in there, you know, and those were the best times of my life, man. In College Station with all of y'all. I mean, we had a great time, man. It was really cool. I mean, I wouldn't say that I wish I never went. You know, just so wait to death, right? But the experiences is where it was at. That's where, you know, I got to meet a lot of people, and, you know, through you, actually, I met a lot. And then, everybody like that I met out there, it was fun, man. I mean, during the night we were jamming out till like 3-4 in the morning. Yeah, that was great, man.
Reminder, put that clip in here.
Oh, shit, you got a clip of that?
And time keeps dragging on. But
Back a little bit on it. A lot of people that leave the valley feel very like outside of the culture, like they can't relate to College Station.
Yeah,
I felt like you could though, in some way.
I'm not a guy that's gonna, like, if somebody comes up to me and starts having a conversation with me, I'm not gonna just be short with them.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a very social guy. Like, that's why I think I'm in the industry that I'm in, you know, because I like to talk to people. Yeah, I like to talk to people, man. And I mean, I don't like to say that I'm like that with everybody. It just, if you're giving me a good, you know, vibe coming towards me, if we're talking, hey man, you know what, I'll dish it right back, you know? That's just how I was brought up, you know? And, you know, my family was real big on like, yes sir, no sir, no ma'am, yes ma'am, you know, stuff like that.
Which is crazy because in College Station, that's all you hear. Yes,
yeah,
ma'am, no sir.
Yeah, that's why I think it wasn't a culture shock. I mean, a little bit, right? I mean, went to go get tacos at Torchy's and it was like, what the heck is this? You know, it's not a taco.
It's like, this is a taco.
Yeah. I was like, what?
Taco.
I was like, hey, yeah, it was expensive, bro. It was expensive, man. But yeah, you're good. But you know, my mom. I remember when we were growing up, my mom. It was just me, my mom, and my brother, and she stood in front of the door. Yeah. She just stopped, like we were like at a Whataburger, and stopped right in front of the door, and she looks at me and my brother, and we're both like, "Well, what's up? Like, why can't we go in?" And she's like, "Open the door," and I was like, "Open the door." Like, I didn't know, right? I was a little kid. I was like, "What do you mean?" And she's like, "You need to learn how to open doors for ladies.
Nice.
That's the way that you're supposed to do it properly." So to this day, dude, I'll be at a Stripes and I'll open the door for somebody I don't even know, and it's a woman. She's walking through, you know, and she'd say, "Thank you," whatever. And I say, "Yes, ma'am, you're welcome." And I go about my way. But that was always instilled in me and my brother, like when we were kids. I mean, you know, my mom's real old fashioned, so is my dad. I wouldn't say like super old fashioned in the sense of like, you know, the roles of, you know, the man and the woman. But they got some understanding, like, you know.
Respectful.
Yeah, you don't disrespect your partner in front of everybody, kind of thing. Like that's, you know, between you guys, whatever, you know.
Proper etiquette.
Proper etiquette, you know. It's crazy because when I was in the Boys and Girls Club, bro, I know I'm all over the place with this, right? But
that's the best part.
I'm just getting
the stories are coming.
Yeah. So I was in the Boys and Girls Club, right? And I used to go to the El Dule here in Edinburgh, and I think it was there. We went to some dinner. It was right here, actually, at the next to the Moonlight Cafe in the little ballroom area. Yeah, and they taught us the difference between spoons and forks and your knives. You know what I mean? So you have your steak knife, and then you have your butter knife, you have your salad fork, your main course fork, your soup spoon, and all that other stuff. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, you start with the outside and you just work your way. By the time you get to your main course, you got the two in the middle, you know? And so that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like my growing up, because everybody tells me, man, it's insane that I'm an old soul. So I feel like because of the way I grew up with my family, like always and being around them, and you know, they'd be blasting 80s country music, and, you know, I'm just like, what's this? And I took a liking to it, you know? So when I hang out with people that are older than me, probably the majority of my friend groups are at least 35 and up, maybe in their early 30s, you know? And then I hang out with my parents' friends, dude. Like, we'll be hanging out. Hey, Mijo, you want to come over? Like, let's go turn on the pit or whatever. We go out there, you know, hanging out, and then all of a sudden, you know, they say, "Hey man, put some music, turn on some Keith Whitley." And everybody's like, "How do you know this?" You know, it's like, this is way before your time. And it's like, I just grew up listening to this, you know, like, I was always around it. And I just feel like that has a lot to do with the way I am now, you know, like I'm real like respectful and stuff.
Cause any issues with like friends or anything like that? Because I feel like, yes, you grew up differently, you're more respectful, but like the taste of music, the stuff you choose to wear, I feel like you're more country and not Valley 9-5.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, the cuz,
About that.
yeah.
Like you drink Miller Lite.
No, I don't drink Miller Lite, man.
Or Coors Light.
Banquets, dog. The banquets.
There you go, the
The
Coors.
Coors banquets. That's where they're at, man. But yeah, dude. I'm telling you, I would get into a vehicle and play my music, or if it, like, you get in your truck, you turn it on. First thing you hear is like Clint Black, and everybody's looking at you like, "What the hell?"
Who is it?
Who is this? Is this like Jason Aldean or Luke Bryan? It's like, no, like this is from the 90s or 80s. This is the classics. Like it makes you want to lower the windows down and just cruise. Like it's nice. And I did have a lot of that. Even till this day, I'll have people come over that are my age, and I'll put on my music, and they're just like, can we get the aux cord or something? Because
they want to put
the aux cord. Yeah. Yeah, they want to.
Wait, are we that old?
Yeah, god dang, right? Aux cord, right?
I think so.
Dang, okay. Bluetooth.
Bluetooth, I'm sorry. But no, yeah, dude, it was like that. It really was. I don't care. I don't let it bother me. Everybody has their taste, and I'm not going to take to offense if you don't like my music. Yeah. I get it. It's not your thing, but it is mine, and I'll always play it,
Do you think music helps you get the day over by quicker?
Every day, yeah. I put in my AirPod just one side, while I'm doing paperwork, or I'm, putting stuff away in the warehouse, cleaning, and, even when I cut my grass, I'll put in my music, and I just tune everything else.
Honestly, man, I kind of want to hear you play something real quick.
I don't know. I'm not gonna play something.
Like 5 and 30 seconds.
My guitar's in my car, man.
Where's the car?
Jen's got it. So what's it called? Yeah, man. It's like I put in my earphones in, I start cutting my grass, and everything all the outside noise just goes away, and I'm lost in the music, bro. And I'm playing like the music in my head, and I just, by the time I know it, I'm already done.
Yeah.
I get lost in it, and maybe that's what I should have done in college.
Yeah, man.
Maybe, but
like Neff said, everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
Because think about it like that. Like you said it in the beginning, we wouldn't be sitting here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because yes, we're all from the Rio Grande Valley, and this is where we're at. You know how beautiful it is outside here at Dago's house. But at the same time, it's kind of like, yo, you're an assistant manager, man.
Yeah.
At 20-some years old.
26.
26 years old, and you're already ahead of a lot of people. I'm not talking down on anybody, but like you don't have any college in you, but hey, you got that grind, you got that success in you. Like like I feel like don't take advantage. I mean, you're not taking advantage of it, but you've done a lot, man.
Yeah,
it's awesome to see.
A lot of it has to do because of my parents. They didn't get the help growing up, so I think if it wasn't for them, I probably wouldn't have this house, man, to be honest with you. I mean, I really wouldn't. They were the ones who were in the market for something because they wanted to have a rental home.
Okay.
And so they basically saw this house, and they told me, like, they're selling it really cheap. You should, look into it. So bonuses here at work, left and right. Well, not left and right, but, throughout the year and, previous years, saving it up, just here you go. Have added income tax too. Here's money down. And, my credit is not the greatest. So, they helped me, apply for it, and I got it, and
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, man, I've been maintaining it and doing it on my own, man, and I'm not complaining. I think it just builds you tougher skin.
Yeah.
The more you go through it, I feel the more you go through the grind or the grit, you want to build a better foundation for yourself. Like you want to just get more. Like I'm hungry, bro. I don't plan on staying with this house that long.
Yeah. You want to keep getting better.
Yeah, I'm gonna sell it. I'm gonna flip it. Like I'm gonna get my money back, and I'm gonna invest in apartments or something. Just keep branch out, man. Because not that I don't want to work here forever. I love this job. I like what I do, but I want to
set yourself.
Yeah, you don't always want to work your entire life. Maybe by the time I'm 40. Maybe I'll already be there, where I don't have to go into the 9 to 5 every day. Yeah. By the time that I get to that age, that's 20 years away, like, maybe by the time I get there, I'll already have 3-4 fourplexes, who knows? I mean, you just got to, set yourself up for success, man. You just got to keep looking forward.
It's crazy though. In the podcast that we talked about, Because I'm in real estate.
Yeah.
Residential, now commercial real estate. But it's funny because everybody has brought up their parents and some type of real estate.
Yeah.
It's kind of like to all the parents out there, we brought up teachers that have been in our lives, especially, great parents. Like, they put us in tough situations or, they made us the people that we are now.
Yeah.
And it's great to see that and hear that from you because, it's like basically,
Yeah.
parents are awesome.
Yeah, dude, they are, man. I can't complain. Yeah, man. And the crazy part, bro, is when one time I was taking some other college students with me down from College Station, and we spent the weekend here, pick everybody up at the pickup spot, go back, get past Victoria, getting into Hallettsville. I'm in my truck. All of a sudden, it's dead. We're on the side of the road, stranded on the outskirts of Hallettsville, right?
Still got 3 hours to go.
Yeah, and the worst part about it is that for the people that were with me, including Danny, they all had finals the next day.
Oh.
They all had finals, bro.
But you were coming up?
We were coming up, yeah. Like we had to. I was almost there, man. And luckily, I have family in Victoria, right? But I don't have their personal numbers, So I started looking on Facebook, and I couldn't remember.
Why did you call me?
Well, it's because I could have, yeah. I think you were going up that same day too.
I think I was already in College Station.
I don't remember, man.
Yeah,
So I call up my dad, right? This is like 10 o'clock at night. And I'm calling him and he answers, like, what's up? And I was like, dude,
I'm stranded.
And he's like, well, what happened? And I was like, I don't know, but this truck doesn't want to start. I was like, I'm thinking it's my fuel pump, right? Because, you turn on your car and you don't hear any noise coming from your gas tank, right? The normal way. Well, this time I would turn the key and you would just hear, and I was like, oh, what's that noise? So I put my ear up next to it. I told Danny, hey, turn the key. He turns the key to start it. And I heard that fuel pump and I was like, dude, it's a fuel pump. Took it to, we towed it. My cousin from Victoria came and helped me and towed it out there to the hotel. I didn't have a credit card.
Yeah.
I was 18 years old. I didn't even think a credit card would even land in my pocket, So I told the guy, look, man, my truck's stranded. It doesn't start at all. Like, I can't go nowhere. If you don't trust me to spend the night and I'll pay you in the morning, like when my dad gets here, because he's got a credit card, I was like, then just put me somewhere where you can keep an eye on the door. This guy put us in the very first hotel room. Like the counter is like this, the front desk, and he can just do this and see our door.
I got my eye.
Yeah. And he let us, bro.
But was it you, Danny,
me, Danny, and then I don't even remember the people that I brought. I don't remember who they were, but I'm sorry for that. So everybody's emailing their professor that night, like, look, we got stranded. We were coming back from from the valley, and this is what happened. And I don't know if they gave them like an extended day or something. I'm sure, it happens, but yeah, man. That was a very crazy time.
I could have gone and picked you guys up.
Well, dude, like it was bad, man. I think the fuel pump ended up, that whole repair for me to get out of there was like $600, something like that.
And at that time, it's $500 is a break time.
Yeah.
You're a college student.
18 with people that you're bringing up.
Yeah, dude. I think I must have had only like $200 in my account. I was like, Dad, man. I was like, here. And he goes, don't worry about it, man. He's like, I'll take care of it.
That's awesome.
And, that's what I'm saying. Like, he helped me out in that situation. He came from the valley to Hallettsville. That's a long drive, just so that he can, get us back on the road.
Well, shout out to Dago's dad.
Yes, sir.
Probably like 4 hours, man.
Yeah, something like that.
3 to 4 hours.
Yeah, and back. Yeah, he told the guys there at work, hey, he's stranded. I'm going to go and help him out. And he took a day off from work to go and get me.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah. But dude, man, that's what I'm saying. College for me was like just nothing but crazy experiences. Like you
see, and the crazy part of it, when I first met Dago, I would have never even suspected none of that. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy because you handle yourself well. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't let anything stop you from doing what you're gonna do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that's awesome because not a lot of people have that strength, I guess you could say, because it is a strength to to just shut down all your emotions and carry that bright smile, especially with customers. And
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
it's a battle sometimes. Yeah,
you have to learn.
you deal with
Yeah,
clients. You know, like sometimes you're just like, oh
Although
man, I really don't want to deal with this guy.
Some clients they don't like what I'm doing. They're like, all right, go find the door.
Yeah.
You got to put up with them.
I gotta put up with them. We don't have the right to refuse service. I don't think.
The hair, and he's like, all right, good.
Whoops.
No, but that's awesome, man.
Yeah, man. But I mean, working with this company, man, it's great. I don't think I can. Like, I take care of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think I could figure or see myself work for somebody else or even leading it, dude. I mean, what company invests in their employees? You know what I'm saying? Like that. I mean, you take your courses with them, you know, your modules and stuff, and you basically just, you know, get a raise after completion, you know?
Especially like the family orientation that they have at the
Dude,
shop. You know
they
what I mean?
flew
How long has it been open?
since 1939, I think. Or I'm sorry, 1922.
1922.
I think. I could be butchering this. If anybody from the company sees this, I'm sorry. I don't remember. It's been a long time. Yeah, it's been open for, we just hit 100 years.
Oh,
yeah, because they flew us out to Vegas. That's what I was gonna say. They flew the whole company out to Vegas, bro, on their dime. Wow. And anything you were gonna do was on your expense, right? But like they paid for your hotel, your flight, and you can take a guess. Wow. Bro, open bars, food. Well, I mean,
we're waiting for the call.
Man, dude, I ended up taking my brother with me because
that's awesome. I think I saw him on there.
Yeah, we went. We had a blast. You know, me and him. We just walked the whole. I mean, the casino itself is so big. Like, you know, you don't need to venture out. I mean, you can. We walked all of the strip. Yeah, but I mean, there's only so much of the strip you can walk, dude. After a while, you're just like, man, it's hot. You know, I want to be inside, but. You know, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, what company does that to you? You know, like, I mean, it's 100 years that we've been open and operating, and it's great, man. I can't, you know, be upset.
That's awesome, man. Mentioning your brother that you took him with you, man.
Yeah.
That guy, shoot, I remember when he was in junior high and I was cutting his hair.
Yeah, man.
And you being an older brother, do you feel like you set the standards for him as far as getting houses and all that stuff?
We're not competitive against each other at all.
That's good, man.
Like for instance, since my parents helped me get this place, you know, they wanted to give me a piece of their 5 acres. Right. And I told them, I was like, I'm not a greedy guy. Like, you know, so I told them, I was like, you know what? When you guys decide to retire, because what their plan is to retire and go right around in an RV across the country, right? That's their plan. That's their plan. Yeah, and they already got the RV, so
and they worked hard for it too,
you know, so they any little chance they get, man, to go camping, they're gone, dude. He'll just be like, hey, man, I just submitted my vacation for Friday and Monday, so I won't be in. Whatever, we're gonna go camping.
He's like, I need to get it approved.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't approve his days. He approves his own. Yeah, he's just letting me know, right? And so like so I basically told my parents, I was like, look, since you guys helped me get this place, I'm not gonna be a greedy guy. Give the property to my brother. Let him stay with the 5 acres. I was like, he's already there. Yeah. You know, why do I need it?
There'll be plenty of space for horses.
Yeah, and I told him, I told him, I was like, if anything, he's probably gonna still like, you know, invite me over, and I can probably still go over, whatever, you know, like the house is never gonna leave.
Like,
you know,
my acres in the back.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, they gave me
a little shed.
Yeah, exactly, man. But yeah, me and him were already talking about like our plans with the back and everything. He wants to build an arena and stuff like that, and my brother's a roper, so you know that's his thing. Outside of work, it's crazy. He's a roper, but he's also a banker.
No way.
He's a banker. Yeah. He's
a banker. Been a while, bro. It's been a while.
Yeah.
That fool.
Yeah, he's a banker, man. He's been not banking, but he's been working for banks really for about 3-4 years now.
Nice.
Yeah, man, that's his thing. He just basically wants to understand, you know, like finances and loans and all that stuff, you know what I mean? Because
you don't get taught that.
Yeah, you don't get taught that throughout your life. Like, hey, you got interest, you know? Yeah. Like he didn't know anything about that, but now he knows, and you know, he does all the deposits for like companies and stuff, and basically he just started over here at this other bank, but I mean, he's been doing pretty good, man. And the guy's smarter than I am, I tell you. I mean, there's times where, you know, he'll make me feel like I'm not smart at all, you know, like the guy's real quick.
Best part, Dago, like you're humble about it, man. Like you know your capabilities, but at the same time, it's like you don't, what's it called? You don't tarnish anybody else. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, hey, that's what it is, and
it is what it is, man. I mean,
and I feel like you having that mentality, you seeing a problem or a struggle,
Yeah.
you face it head on
yeah.
because you want to get it out of the way and you want to understand and learn it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's awesome.
Yeah, man. There's no sense of crying over spilled milk.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? There's no point of it. I mean, just tighten up your shoes, you know, put your belt on and let's go. You know, there's no tomorrow like in Rocky, you know, there is no tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know, that's the good part, you know, is like you take it day by day and, you know, you set up your challenges and your goals for throughout the day and then boom, let's do it. Knock one at a time.
Thank you guys for tuning in. I like to thank everybody. Thank Dago for sure for having us out here, and we appreciate you, man. I'm absolutely joyed with all the blessings that you've had, even though you've had a pretty rocky start, but
Yeah.
the outcome, hey, the vision speaks for itself, to be honest.
Yeah, it does.
So I like to appreciate you. We're going to wrap this up. Thank you all for being with us. We're going to let Dago take it out and finish off with his closing thoughts.
Like, thank my parents for pretty much everything. I don't think without a strong, you know, role models in my life, I don't think I'd be where I'm at. You know, I want to thank everybody else who's been along with me through this journey, and hopefully you guys will still be with me in the future, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Nice.